Hey guys, so I thought I'd come back and just, have a conversation with you guys. I know a lot of people come across our channels and they're like, we talk about this all the time. People are like, oh my God, why are they holding these babies like that? And when I take them out, occasionally I might take them to the hair salon with me, or certain places that people know that I collect dolls and they be wanting to see my latest babies and stuff like that. I may take them out. And the first thing people, when they realize that they are dolls, the first thing they say is, oh my gosh, because look how she's holding it, or look how she handled it, or, and it's like, how could you not? Like, how could you not? I oftentimes, it's just normally just normal for me to say, when someone say, can I hold them? I'm like, make sure you hold the head or something like that. But really, to be honest, I don't even have to say that, because when you go to hand this baby off to someone and you do this, the first thing they do is go, oh, gotta, and then women most definitely, but I've also seen men do it. The first thing they do is this, and they don't even realize they're doing it. And then I even had several ladies holding the baby, and they're doing this, and they're rocking the baby, or they're, swaying the baby, and they say, so why do you guys be holding them like they're real babies? And I go and point at them and go, look, what are you doing? What are you doing? And they're like, oh man, they be like, okay, I guess, you know what I mean? It's so funny. Like, people like that come across these videos, they have no clue until they see them in person. I tell this story often about a personal friend who had a traumatic loss, and I was so scared. I didn't know which way to go. Like, I didn't know which way it was going to go. I didn't know if she was going to cuss me out, I was going to lose a friend, or she was going to thank me for it. I waited some time. It wasn't fresh. I waited some time, but she still hadn't really left the house after her loss. And I showed up at her doorstep. We had mentioned and talked about the dolls before, and she goes, oh, girl, nobody wants no doll like this and da da da. Because I had told her before, like before she had the loss, I had said, why don't you, get one of these babies, like, they're fun. So I showed up at her door. I had Paris Milmore, and I had Jacoby at the time. A Jacory. Was it Jacoby or Jacory? I can't remember. He was a partial silicone. And I had another baby, another Yogi baby. And I showed up. I had him in a car seat. I knocked on the door. And I was going back to the car to get one of the other babies. So I just left the baby to the door. And when she opened the door, she looked down at it. And then she kind of like, she was like, girl. And at first she opened the door and she closed the door back or whatever. And then she opened the door and laughed or something like that or whatever. And then next thing I know, like, I was like, I'm just going to get the other one. I was like, don't cuss me out. I just want you to see him in person. I literally had, oh, I know exactly what baby it was. It was a little dark-skinned baby with a head full of hair. It was painted by a yogi. It was a reborn. She wanted Paris. She wanted to keep Paris, and I was like, no. Paris anymore is never spending the night with nobody. I literally could not take that little baby out of her arms. I could not take this baby away from her. It would broke my heart. It would have broke her heart. She rocked and held that baby. And I said, okay, I'm going to leave him with you for a little while, and I'll just come back and pick him up. She was like, wait, do he have, like, it's like, do you have Pampers and all this stuff? It was fun. So we talked about other things, but the whole time she interacted with the dolls. And she was like, she told me, she was like, when you were talking about these dolls, she was like, I was just like, she crazy, da da da, I'm not gonna be playing with no dolls, this and that. She literally went bonkers about the baby. I wanted to get her baby made, but anyway, that's a whole nother story how all of it ended up going on. But she had not wanted to be around children you know, go to baby showers, her little, like, small babies after her loss. And her mom actually contacted me and thanked me and said that she was able to go attend, like, the first baby shower, the first birthday party, again. And she's a person that really loves kids, and do a lot for other people's kids. And so it felt really good. That was a baby that I was very, very attached to, and I could not give her that baby, but I let her keep him for a long time. And then we're deciding on trying to get her one of her own, but she was so picky, and it was hard at times because I wasn't an artist, and you know, these dolls are expensive, and I couldn't afford to buy, you know, her a doll, whatever. But anyway, but the point of the story is that she went from, that's crazy, nobody wants to play with a doll, that's weird, why would you, you know, you think, you know, that's gonna help with, you know, I want a real baby, da 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 da, to, oh my God, like, I want to take this baby everywhere I go. Like, I don't, you know, it's like, she's finding herself around the house wanting to dress him, wanting to, you know, change his diaper, wanting to lay him out on the sofa, this type stuff. Just amazing. And it can have different effects on different people. You know, people can get frustrated. You know, they can get extremely more sad. You know, it's just a matter of what works for you. Definitely, I always say, you know, seek therapy, counseling, you know, for grieving, stuff like that. But if anything helps you cope, it's just like, you know, when children suck their thumbs, when they get upset or they sad or they suck their fingers, or they have a favorite teddy bear or a favorite doll or a favorite, you know, lovey. Some babies take blankets all the time and they have to do this. You know, you see them doing that. They love, you know, certain materials. They like to feel, as adults do a lot of things for coping. Some stuff is healthy, some things are not. You know, some people cope with drinking, smoking, that stuff, which I don't recommend at all. Please don't. But if a doll helps you have that fun of at least shopping, dressing the baby, decorating for the baby, that type stuff, no, you're not going to get the pooping. You can get the peeing, fake peeing. Of course, it's you know, water, for drinking wet babies, but you're not going to get the whole live experience. No, the baby's not going to grow up. No, the baby's not going to cool. You can put some with cloth bodies. You can put voice boxes and stuff like that. You know, there's things to, you know, but I don't think that people do it to say, oh, I want this to be, you know, my real child. It's not like The Surrogate, the movie that Laura Tuzaras Sculpt was in, which was a good movie, actually, turned out on Apple TV. But it's not that. People know that they're dolls. It's just something. And I don't think that we talk about it enough. I don't think that I know we talk about, you know, the taboo of it. We talk about how people talk bad about us. But I don't think that we are raw in our feelings and talk about, some of us, like, you know, I think, like, if I say that I might be going through something that may be very stressful or depressing, or bringing my vibration, my energy down, instantly I feel like I'm going to be judged, and they're going to say, yeah, I told you that lady's crazy, that's why she played with dolls. But the reality of the situation is, people that don't play with dolls, do they or do they not still have problems? Do they or do they not cry? Do they do not suffer losses? But they cope other ways. Do I use my dolls for coping mechanisms? Absolutely. Probably not, like, consciously, but maybe I do. You know, like, it's like retail therapy, or, you know, I go and buy a doll. You know, that's why a lot of times every doll have a story. Oh, I remember I was at this time and I bought this baby, or at this time when I first started collecting. I think it kind of started out that way. I was recently out of a divorce, of, you know, 17 years or 19 years. I don't even remember, child. That's how, you know, time go by. It gets a little bit less significant to you. I was starting a new chapter of my life, and I found these dolls, and every time something exciting went on, or I got a promotion or something, I was buying another doll. I was doing something different with the dolls. But let's just talk about just the moments of, as I told you guys, this year has been a year for me. I've been through a lot, probably one of the most traumatic experiences in my life yet. I'm 46 years old. I have four grown kids, one child that still remains, with me. So I have 5 kids. I have 2 grandkids. I am not, not saying that I'm better than anyone that doesn't have kids, but I'm not a woman that does not have kids, okay? Having a baby was not an issue. Not having a baby was, apparently. But I have held professional jobs, no problem. Done well for myself for the most part. Average. I ain't saying I was well off, like nothing. You get what I'm saying. But this year has been a lot. And sometimes I find myself, I come in and I look at my doll room and it's just like, it's just like sitting down and reading a book. It's like sometimes I'll just sit here and I'm just sitting here and I'm just rocking, and next thing you know, I'm like dozing off because I'm so relaxed just looking at the different babies or whatever. Sometimes I pick up a baby, I do a video with you guys, and I turn the camera off and I sit back down and I'll fall asleep because I'm so relaxed after holding these babies. And there are certain babies in my collection, Brooklyn being one. Like I told y'all, the princess is another one that I love to pick up now. Jasmina used to be one. This baby, I love this baby, but I tell you, Brooklyn is probably like the biggest one that I would pick up, and it just, it's something. I don't know what it does, but it just is like release something, and it just makes you feel better. I don't know, it makes you feel lighter, I should say. You ever have those moments where you feel like you just need to cry it out? Sometimes the weight of these dolls, and when you pick them up, sometimes just holding them like this, but definitely when I pick up like Brooklyn and I do this with her, the weight of her on my chest just is so calming. And there's been times where I've just found myself just doing this, and then I can feel myself just calming down, and then I just put them down and I walk away. Journaling helps a lot too. So I like to write, I like to journal. But I like to be transparent and tell you guys that nobody's perfect. I'm still a human, just like everybody else. I laugh about a lot. I like to see other people laugh. I don't know. I've always been like that ever since I was a little girl. I always like making people laugh. Like, it's just something contagious. They're laughing, I'm laughing, we're all feeling good. It's a good time. I see a lot of videos pop up where people are like critiquing what someone is doing or saying in their videos and stuff like that. You don't know that person's journey. You don't know their walk. You don't know why they're triggered to do this or that, or why their response is the way it is. Let people live. You know what I mean? If it's not if it's not for you, then it's not for you. I have people that have followed me since I started this channel. I think I started this channel in 2012 or 2013. And they followed me from the whole beginning. So they've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, the wrong, the right, the what the on my channel. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be authentic to myself. I'm not going to come on here and be nobody else but me. I'm not going to fake my persona for nobody. I'm not going to reenact somebody else, personality or anything like that. I'm just raw, and I'm just me. But I'm telling you, I can't say these dolls are therapeutic. I'm not a doctor. I just can tell you that the amount of joy and the amount of stress relief that I get from interacting with my dolls, none of my other hobbies does that for me. Well, writing sometime, but sometime writing. Okay, so the difference between this hobby and writing, because writing is also one of my like strong passions, is writing, journaling, and stuff like that. The difference between the two is that the dolls evoke more of a happy feeling. Writing brings out a lot of, I feel better after I write it all out, but if I'm writing and I'm journaling about painful experiences and things that's hurtful and I'm trying to get it all out, I'm crying during that time. I'm very emotional. It's very raw. I'm very, I'm in a whole nother headspace. It's like cleansing and purging all the toxicity and the darkness to get to the light, versus like this is like I'm just releasing the heaviness, and it's just like nothing but high vibrations, if that makes sense. Anyway, guys, I know y'all didn't come here for a whole therapy session, but baby, you got it. No, I just wanted to, I don't know, that wasn't where I was planning on going with this video. I was actually just gonna come over here and share a little bit more of me with this baby, but I guess. Anyway, guys, this is the Peanut Sculpt, sculpted by Melanie Ingo, being sold and produced by Catherine Romero Biscuiti from Silicone Studio, the2.com. Blank kits are available now. Go get your kit, because baby, what? I done did a whole video on something that's, I might not even upload this, but it felt good talking about it. Have a good day.